What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is November 6th of 2018. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Today, I want to spend a little bit of time to present a non-biased view on the current state of cryptocurrency markets. Now, I know a lot of you out there over the past few hours have gotten quite excited with the recent price action we've seen in some leading altcoins. I can go down the list, for example, Ripple being the biggest one, or XRP in this case, up 14% over the past few hours. And we've got Bitcoin Cash on a multi-day rally, as well as a few protocols such as EOS, Stellar, and some other well-known cryptocurrencies like Litecoin starting to trend to the upside over the past 2 days. So a lot of people have been asking, Nick, is the altcoin cycle here? Is it finally time? And then a lot of people have also said, Nick, do we need to see more before we really get any serious upside movement in crypto? And is it currently dead? Guys, look, I don't have all the answers. As always, again, I'm just one guy sitting here at a computer doing as much research as I possibly can. However, I want to come again with a non-biased viewpoint and let you all know about some of the positives and negatives that are still currently kind of entrenched within the cryptocurrency system right now. The big thing that I'm really excited about, I'd say more than anything, we'll start off with the positive because there's going to be a little bit of negativity that I need to share and some important reality that I need to put in place as much as I want to be optimistic on crypto markets. Probably the biggest thing that I'm excited about is the decline in Bitcoin dominance and the fact that we're getting very close to breaking below the relative lows we had back in September, as well as really breaking below a big even percentage point, which is 50%. If we see Bitcoin dominance depleting, that not only means that Bitcoin is probably moving up, but that altcoins are picking up at a faster pace. At least that's what it's been like historically. And the fact that Bitcoin is getting very, very close to, going through the three major things that we've talked about, or 3 to 4 major things that we wanted to see before we can expect an altcoin trend. For example, on the weekly, we're very, very close to the 100-week here. If we take the chart here to Bitstamp in this case, which has a very long price history for Bitcoin, we can see on the logarithmic chart that we're getting very close to the long-term uptrend line that we've had on the logarithmic chart. So this is, again, another very valuable thing we need to see. So seeing as we're close to completing 2 of those, and there's also the fact that we need to get more volume in markets, I would say probably double or triple the volume we're getting right now on Bitcoin, as well as getting above the daily moving averages. If we can get above the 200-week, I definitely think that would confirm, obviously, that we're setting up for a longer-term rally. Again, we still have 2 of those variables we need to go through, but we haven't broken below 6K. Price is pushing sideways as it needs to do. It needs to test these levels of support to make sure Bitcoin claims that store of value at 6,000, claims a higher level of price action every single major cycle. And in this case, it's doing all those things. It's checking out fine. But I want to really attest to the question of the altcoin rally. And obviously, I think what everyone's hoping will be right around the corner, as I think many people have been hoping for months on end. And I have to bring a little bit of a sense of reality, guys. I don't doubt that we could see something going into December of this year or into the early part of 2019. I think we could very well see that. We've got some catalysts coming. We've got BACT. We've got a potential Bitcoin ETF with a SolidX ETF, probably being one of the closest candidates to getting approval, which is mostly an institutional ETF due to the fact that each ETF has 25 Bitcoins backing it. And along with that as well, there's just a variety of regulation and foundation work that's being done in the cryptocurrency space. So I think that there's some optimistic things to look forward to. But I want to spend some time talking about these altcoin rallies that we're seeing right now. Because really, I got to hand it to investors and people who are speculating and trading and investing in the space. 14%. 24 hours is not bad on an investment. That is really, really good. And that is kind of, the kind of altcoin levels that we tend, or the kind of price movements that we see during altcoin cycles, right? And across the board, you can see that this is starting to pick up in a few different players. Again, it's kind of mixed in between, but really some of the leading players like Ripple and Bitcoin Cash and EOS are doing really well over the past few hours. Why am I concerned about this? Why am I not getting too excited about it? Well, I'll go ahead and share that right now, guys. If we take a look at some of these players, for example, Ripple in this case, or XRP, I'm sorry, I know you guys in the Ripple community really want me to decipher the difference on that as you all do with other people, and I understand that. But they're kind of synonymous with one another in some of the technologies. But anyways, with XRP in this case, I take a look at where the exchange volume is coming in. And I noticed when I was taking a look at it, again, I always follow the money, guys. This is the key thing that you should always do when it comes to analyzing markets. And again, it's the most genuine advice I've given anyone in my life. Follow the money. Where's the money flowing? And in this case, we can see the money is flowing to BitBank and UpBit. Now, I want to point out a few things here, not to mention as well the fourth exchange here, BitThumb, which again, Coinbase is for some odd reason not counting in their normal adjusted volume tracker. Which gives me a little bit of a warning sign with BitThumb. I'm curious about that. But if I take a look at the top two exchanges here, I can see that it's coming from a Japanese paired exchange here, BitBank, and a Korean paired exchange here, UpBit. Now, we understand that Asia tends to trade crypto at a higher ratio than the Western world, right? We understand that, guys. It's very fair and logical to think that there might be some more volume on the Asian exchanges. But the thing that I want to talk about here is a little bit of the sketchiness that's going on in between some of these exchanges and the changes in volume. So for example here with BitBank, over the past 24 hours, a 170% leap in volume on the exchange here. Okay, now again, the exchange has been around for quite some time, but I gotta be fair, guys, I don't know too many people who trade on BitBank. All right, I'm just gonna be fair. Now, it's a Japanese-based exchange. It's fair. I might be wrong on this, but again, I have to be a little bit cautious. And along with that as well, the massive leap on UpBit here, a well-established Korean exchange, 100% leap in volume over the past few hours. And as I take a look at those two numbers, I take a look across at exchanges like Binance, and we're only seeing an 18% increase and a 14% increase on Huobi. And look, I don't even know what to make of exchanges like DigiFinex and ZB and Coinbean. Guys, I don't know these exchanges. I don't know anyone who trades on these. So I'm noticing two problems here. One, there's a lot of exchanges that I have no one in my network of people from on a global scale that I know of that trade on a lot of these exchanges. And along with that as well, I have a secondary concern that a lot of the volume that we're seeing on these exchanges, and an already low volume reading of around $10 to $15 billion on a 24-hour basis, is probably either A, market making, or B, worst of all, wash trading. Now, this has been a prominent issue on a variety of exchanges. I'm not going to name names here, but predominantly in Asian-based exchanges. And that's not an insult to Asia by any means, but it's due to the fact that a lot of these exchanges that operate either in China or a variety of other Asian-based countries tend to not have the strict oversight and regulation because A, the sector is moving very fast, and B, sometimes governments can't keep up with it. So in this case, I just say that when I'm looking at the volume here, the thing that's really supposedly carrying this price action, I don't see the matching retail and also hopeful institutional speculation coming in with this volume. These aren't volume levels that indicate to me that I'm confident in stating to all of you that the altcoin cycle is just around the corner. I'm going to be always transparent with you guys. I love crypto to death. You guys know I see the long-term potential in this space, and it's why that even though we're almost in to a year of this bear market, once we head into January of 2019, that I'm still around here, guys. I love this space, but I'm going to call out when I see a lot of the wrong things going on in crypto. And along with that as well, if you want me to prove that this is an issue, guys, take a look at a lot of these names. Like, for example, they've got BitThumb here that's recording 3 billion in volume. Just a few weeks ago, BitThumb was recording, what was it? I think around like few hundred million to $1 billion, nothing crazy, nowhere close to 3 billion. Has there really been a catalyst that should cause this kind of volume spike? I don't really think so, guys. I don't see what would be causing this growth in crypto markets. I sure as hell don't see it in the price of Bitcoin, which is where we always tend to see it. And then we've got a lot of these new exchanges that, again, are either using market makers or pure wash traders, guys. Coinbit, Bitforex, Coinbean, I don't know these exchanges. ZBG, again, you're playing with a lot of names here that probably did ICOs that don't have any real traders on them because they launched at the wrong time and an already oversaturated crypto exchange market. It's just that I feel that there's a little bit of wrongdoing here. And I'm not pointing names by any means. But what I really believe is going on right now is that we have the majority of volume on BitMEX and Binance, where retail speculators are still trading a little bit, and I would say retail and some larger players are trading on leverage on BitMEX, and we haven't seen much change. we have to wait for some catalysts to come into play, guys. We're a much larger market now. It's hard to move Bitcoin, from 6,000 to 20,000 than it is from 1,000 to 6,000 or 10,000 or some higher level. You need more liquidity to do that because you're playing with more valuation, more capital in the market. So in this case, again, I don't see the price movement in Bitcoin just yet. I'm going to remain neutral as I have been for the past few months. We've been pushing sideways here since back in August, guys. Or actually a little bit further than that, back since June and all the way back here in February, in April. We're not making newer lows. We're making actually higher lows in this case, which does bring some confidence. But we need to get past some of these key indicators before I start shouting to the hills that we're in the altcoin cycle, all right? So again, I know that everyone has been very hopeful here, but the reason why I talk about a variety of other markets, why I do traditional markets, why I cover equities, commodities, and even if you guys would be interested, I wouldn't mind covering Forex as well between other currency pairs. The reason why I cover those is not only because they play a role in crypto markets, but along with that as well, that above all, there are other markets out there that you can trade and invest in temporarily. If you guys can't wait, if you're not hodling or long-term in this space, there are a plethora of other options out there. I believe crypto has got a long way to go, but we need serious drivers in this market, guys. Any market has to have something that gets people optimistic, that gets people speculating, paying a higher premium for price, right? And more than anything, I got to say, I'm just very happy to see that Bitcoin has been able to hold 6,000 for this long and that it's actually starting to make higher lows, that buyers are coming in at cheaper prices. It shows me that Bitcoin right now might be at much more of a fair valuation and that it could be setting up for something bigger going into 2019. But the biggest game here that I can tell you all to play is the game of patience, because a lot of people do not have it, okay? It is literally what's going to make or break you. And I can tell you guys, I'm in this for the long term. So I'm keeping patient. I'll let you all know if there's anything interesting coming in. But the big thing I tell you all is to make sure to not get tricked up by the volume in crypto markets. There's a lot of little devious tricks that these exchanges utilize to either A, attract you to their exchange, or B, give off the false impersonation that there are traders using it. And the biggest tool that they use is probably market making, if not a even worse tool, which is something that's illegal, and that is wash trading. So always be cautious. Understand that this is a very early market and it is still the wild, wild west of finance. Anyways, that's it for the video, everyone. No need for any big headlines. I want to show you the numbers directly. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about all this talk of, market makers and the volume that's going on in the crypto space. What do you think we need to see before we can get a major altcoin cycle? Definitely get a discussion going on down in the comments down below. But until the next video, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.